Dear student, today we are discussing the class 10th level chapter, and the chapter name is quadratic equations. At first we are discussing about the equations, and then we are discussing the method of the solutions, and then we are discussing some example. At first we are discussing about the equations, so this part. And about the equations means, suppose ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, whereas a not is equal to 0 is the quadratic equations in one variable, whereas a, b, c are the given constant. Now this is the first feature, that if a is 0, then this equation is converted as bx plus c is equal to 0. That is a linear equation. So this condition is necessary for this equation to be said as a quadratic equations. So m will not be 0. If a is 0, then this equation is converted as a linear equations. This is the first criteria to be a quadratic equation, that is a not is equal to 0. Now second part we are discussing, we get the two root of x, that is 2 roots of this equation, whereas a not is equal to 0. So this equation has 2 roots when a not is equal to 0. That is, every quadratic equation has 2 roots, exactly 2 roots, not less, not greater. That is exactly 2 root of this equation when a not is equal to 0. Suppose one example is there, 2x square plus 5x plus 7 is equal to 0. This will be the quadratic equation. 2x square plus 5x plus 7 is equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation because a is equal to 2, not is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. So value of x is 2. So we can find the true value of x from these equations. So this is a simple idea about the quadratic equation, which is a quadratic equation and which is a not. These two is an important for these equations. Okay, now we move to the next part. Now we are discussing about the method. Two types of method is there to solve the quadratic equation of x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, whereas a not is equal to 0. By formula and by factorizations. These two methods we can use to solve this kind of equations. What is the formula? Formula is that x is equal to minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4ac divided with twice of a. That is, there are 2 roots when we use plus and when we use minus. That is, x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by twice of a, and similarly another root is minus b minus of b square minus 4ac by twice of a. So 2 roots according the formula, and this formula has an unique name, and the name is Sridharacharya formula, and this formula can be used for these types of equations. And b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant for these types of solutions. For these types of method we are using, b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. When b square minus 4ac greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal. Real and unequals when b square minus 4ac less than 0, then the roots are imaginary and unequal. And when b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. So, when b square minus 4ac greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequals. When b square minus 4ac less than 0, then the roots are imaginary and unequals. And when b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equals. So, equal root can be found when b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. And these two unequal is greater than 0 or less than 0. For the both cases, we can find the two unequal roots, and it may be real or imaginary. If real is there, then b square minus 4ac, that is the b square minus 4ac will be greater than 0. And imaginary is there, then b square minus 4ac less than 0. So by using the formula, these types of equations, roots are these two, and the nature of the roots and the nature of the root depends on this. Okay, now we move to the next part, that is the factorizations. Factorization is another method to find this kind of equations. Anyone can use the formula. This is the Siddharacharya formula, and anyone can use the factorization formula to solve these types of equations. So one example we are discussing for these two methods. Suppose x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, and here x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. The same quadratic equation we are using. Now we are using here factorization, and we are using the formula. So according to the factorizations, if 6 factorize, then we get 2, 3 and 1. Using this factor, this will be the 3 plus 2, x and plus 6 is equal to 0. Why we are using plus here? Because plus sign is there. If plus sign is there, then this will be the plus. This is the conditions. And we are using 3 into 1, 3 and 2 is there. 3 plus 2 is 5, and when you multiply 3 into 2, this will be the 6. So proceeding, we get this one, taking the common, x minus 2 and x minus 3, 2 factor is there. X minus 3 and x minus 2, 2 factor is there. Then from this factor and that factor, this will be the x is equal to 3 and this will be the x is equal to 2. So this is a factorization method to solve this kind of equation, quadratic equations. And now we are using the formula, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 5, c is equal to 6. Then x is equal to minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4ac divided with 2 into a. Now putting the value of a, b, c, we get this is the 5 and plus minus b square means 25, and this will be the 4 multiple with 1 is an 4 and multiple with 6 is equal to 24, and 2 into 1, then 5 plus minus 25 minus of 24 is an 1, so this will be the 1 and this is the 2. So 2 roots are 5 plus 1 and 5 minus 1 by 2. That is 2 roots are 3, 2. So according to factorization, the roots are 3 and 2, and using the formula we can also find the root 3 and 2. So according your choice, you can use any process to solve this kind of quadratic equation by formula or either factorization method. Depends on you. Now we move to the next part. There is a one important example of this chapter. Now we are discussing one example of this chapter. These types of example will be given in your exam, in your board exam as well as a competitive exams. When these types of equation is given, then this must be converted in the standard form, that is x square minus x plus 3x plus 3 and 0 multiply with this, so this will be the 0. So x square plus 2x plus 3. So this is the standard form of these equations, and this will be compared with x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, whereas a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 3. Now the solution is x is equal to minus b root under b square minus 4ac by twice of a. So putting the value a, b, c, then we get this is the 4 minus 4 into 1 into 3. This is the 2 into a. And here there is a b square minus 4ac. That is 4 minus 4 into 1 into 3. That is 4 minus 12. That is minus 8 less than 0. So these types of equations, there are two roots and the two roots are imaginary and unequal roots according to this formula. That is, we know that if b square minus 4ac less than 0, then the roots are unequal and imaginary. Here also the roots are unequal and imaginary. Now we move to the next and the final example. We are discussing the second and the final example of the day. The second example is 3x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. And we solve this example with the formula method as well as the factorization method. Okay, at first we are using the factorization method, and then we get 3x square minus 3 minus 2 times of x minus of 2 is equal to 0. And why we use this? Because minus sign is there. That is why we are using minus is there, because the minus sign is there. And 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Then we proceed, we get 3x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. If we take the common, then we get x minus 1, and proceeding we get this x minus 1 is in common, then we get 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Either this will be the 0 or this will be the 0. Then this is the 1, x is equal to 1 and 3x is equal to minus 2, so x is equal to minus 2 by 3. And when we use the formula, then we get 3x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. And this will be compared with x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, whereas a not is equal to 0. This is a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 1, c is equal to minus 2. That is x is equal to minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4ac by twice of a. And putting the value of a, b, c, then we get x is equal to minus of minus 1. This is the 1 plus minus root under b square. There is a 1 minus 1 square. There is a minus 1 square means 1, and minus 4 into 3 into minus of 2 and divided with 2 times of a is and 3. Then we get 1 plus minus. This is a minus and minus, this is the plus. Now 4 into 3 is an 12, 12 into 2 is an 24, 24 plus of 1, that is the 25, 25 means 5 into 5, that is, this will be the 5, and this one 2 into 3, that is a 6. So two roots are so this is 6 by 6 and minus 4 by 6, that is 1 comma minus 2 by 3. So two method, factorization method as well as the formula method. The two roots are x is equal to 1 and minus 2 by 3. Here also x is equal to 1 and minus 2 by 3. So both the cases, the roots of the given equation will be the same. This is the complete of today's sections. Hope today's discussions and example will help you to understand this chapter. And when you practicing this chapter in future for your board exam as well as a competitive exam, this video will help you to extend your knowledge about this chapter.